Today is a big day because this is the last makeover of my home. Okay, well here's your opening clip. Welcome to my freaking cursed room makeover. Oh! This is going to be so messy. This is one of the weirdest things I've discovered in this house.
Thanks to Factor for sponsoring today's video.
To catch you up, in 2019, I bought my first house, this house. I renovated it from a single family home to 2 separate apartments. I then moved in, decorated my whole apartment, and when my partner moved in 2022, we took possession of the whole house, both apartments, which gave me a few more spaces to decorate. Which brings me to today, the very last space. It probably looks like nothing right now, hold on. We have the main floor staircase that leads to upstairs, which is the hallway where all of the rooms go off of, and you've already seen me make over all of those. Except for the hallway and the stairwell. I've never done this space, but between the boring closet door, sorry, recovering from a cold, walking down the stairs is a lot of work. The very blank upstairs hallway, and then these dull and dirty carpeted stairs. I need to get this space up on par with the rest of my home in hopes that it sparks joy when I'm going up the stairs every day and not dread, sadness, dullness. So this is where I would normally be like, here's the mood board, here's the plan. But guess what? The truth is I don't have a plan because I don't know what is underneath the carpet on these stairs. So that is what we just need to do first, shall we? Okay, this feels like a hair up situation. I don't know what I'm looking for. I'm just, I guess, wondering if the stairs are in good condition or what the stairs are underneath this carpet to determine if I just wanna like refinish the wood or if I wanna put full on carpet back over top or if I wanna do a runner and to see the wood. I literally don't know. Hypothesis is that the stairs are going to be wood, finishable, but not like in good condition. Okay, here we go. Oh. Okay. This is some kind of rug padding, and then this is something to hold the carpet in place. Gross. Oh my God, it's so disintegrated. Why is it like that? Okay, is this what I expected? Kind of, no. I knew there'd be rug pad. I didn't know the rug pad would turn into powder. But I think that's actually better than it being like glued on. I do think I need to go find some gloves though, because there's a lot of staples. And I'm realizing that these stairs are painted. So I'm probably gonna have a lot of stripping paint in my future, which doesn't sound fun at all. It's really hard to like pull the right amount of hard. Pull hard so that you loosen the carpet, but you don't pull hard enough that you miss and throw yourself down the stairs. I am amazing. Today, I am amazing. Oh my God. Like, what on earth? This is one of the weirdest things I've discovered in this house. Definitely. What did we learn today in uncovering carpeted stairs class? That my hypothesis was correct. We have wood stairs and they are maybe in okay condition, but they're not ready to be refinished yet. They're painted. Why did they have to be painted? Like easily, they could have just been covered up with carpet and no paint and like, that would have been so much easier. Also, there's still lots of staples in the stairs that I need to take out. And for some reason, there's a bunch of screws popping through, which I'm really not happy about. It's poking through and now I don't know what to do because guess what's on the underside of these stairs? The drywall to my basement. So I can't just like, oh, let me take these screws out. Like I literally don't know what I'm gonna do, but anyways, I'm gonna deal with all of this and I'll see you in, honestly, probably a couple weeks when I figured out a plan. Okay, bye, but mostly successful, right? Okay, before I fill you in on the plan, there's actually one sourcing / inspo trip that I want to do in order to come up with my plan. I know that the main areas that I want to address are the entryway, maybe some kind of hook and storage system, the stairs, obviously, and the upstairs closet doors. To me, they remind me of my bedroom door from the house that was built in like the 90s. So I'm just wondering what I could do to these doors, whether it's just updating the hardware, replacing them entirely, building something new that feels like it's from the home, but nothing too drastic. I will be honest, guys, this hallway, I'm not like trying to do a bunch of trendy and like necessarily pops of color or anything. I think this hallway just needs to be a neutral ground for all of the beautiful spaces that I've created upstairs. So knowing that, we're at a place called The Door Store. It's a bunch of old from Toronto homes, and I think it's a great place to look for maybe some closet door inspo, and just any kind of like knobs, handles, any other juicy inspo we can get before I sit down and finalize my plan.
I don't need this. I'm going inside.
So this is actually where I got the door for my primary bathroom, and I love it so much because it feels like it would be original to the home, even though the entire basement is all completely new.
So I got a lot of good inspo at the door store, and over the last week I've done a bunch of prep, and I now officially have a plan, so let me walk you through it. Instead of this or like a traditional hook, I'm going to do a versatile rail plus hook system. It's gonna look good. Okay, for these stairs, I've decided to strip them and refinish the wood, as well as paint the risers white, because I think that'll tie into the baseboards nicely. I was gonna do a runner, but unfortunately, I have had a leak in my basement, and literally tomorrow, they are pulling a pipe out of my front yard to replace it. Any extra money I have right now is going towards that. A runner is gonna cost about $1,000 from the quote that I got, so no runner for now. If you are a viewer from the workshop floor, you will remember that I revealed to the team that I picked up this piece off of Facebook Marketplace. It is gonna go right here. It's vintage, it's gonna look gorgeous. And if you're not watching from the workshop floor, what are you doing? Because I am loving making that show. We do some really fun segments, like a Pinterest game that we made up, Facebook Marketplace finds, designing your spaces, should you buy or DIY? There's just so many episodes. Go watch if you haven't already. Okay, and lastly, doors. This room actually had a door, but I took it off because it was solid white. I didn't know if I should paint it green, white, what to do about it. But what I figured out is that I'm actually going to pop out the wood panels in the middle, add glass, refinish it in wood so that it'll work when it's open in this media room. It's gonna look amazing. And then as for the closet doors that were on this closet, Rochelle, the goat, has already taken them. The plan is to upcycle the 90s doors so that they match the ones I have in the basement and even the vibe of the doors up here. It's gonna be a small detail that I think will make a huge difference. To finish it off, a mirror, some art, just to pull the place together, and then I'll be done. The last space in my house. I'm not okay. How many times am I gonna say that in this episode? I don't know, but we're not mentally ready yet. First task is gonna be to strip these stairs. Your options for getting rid of the paint are basically to use a heat gun to get the paint off, to strip it using a chemical, which is usually the method I do, but it takes days and is so messy. I did the doors at the office and that was not fun. So I'm going to try this method today in conjunction with probably some sanding. You can also just sand it off, but that is also messy and just not great to have all those particles. So I went to YouTube University this morning and I'm feeling pretty good. Lunchtime. A little life hack I've been doing for the last few years is that when I know I have a busy week like this one, I make sure that I have prepared meals like Factor scheduled so that in addition to my busy week, I'm not worried about grocery shopping or cooking, or even worse, I bought groceries, but at the end of the day, I am too lazy and tired to then cook. Okay, these are fresh, never frozen meals. They are chef prepared, dietitian approved, and they are ready to eat in just 2 minutes. And every single week you get a choice of 35 different meals, including keto, protein plus, calorie smart, or vegan and veggie. That's what I chose. Today for lunch, we're having coconut lime curry tofu. But if you need another recommendation, the other week I had Indian style butter tofu. So good. Also, this is one of my favorite things about my kitchen. This is perfection. Honestly, it's a pretty good day when I get to film Brandy over lunch. Because you guys know it's important to me, and I know it's important to you as well, Factor offsets 100% of their delivery emissions, as well as uses 100% renewable energy for their production facilities and offices. And I know it's definitely helping me reduce food waste on these busy weeks. Head to factor75.com or click the link and use the code TheSorryGirls50 to get 50% off of your first Factor box and 20% off of your next month of orders. That's code TheSorryGirls50 at factor75.com to get 50% off of your first box plus 20% off of your next month of orders. Okay. I'm sure you guys are sick of seeing me work on these stairs. I am so sick of it. I have the biggest ick with these stairs right now. I'm gonna call this a day. Tomorrow we're gonna do something else just because I can't with the stairs right now. I didn't agree to this being my part-time job.
Meanwhile, at Rochelle's workshop, those closet doors are getting an upgrade.
So Kelsey would love it if her upstairs closet doors had the same feel as the downstairs closet doors in her cozy basement suite. And I thought I might be able to help with that. And that would be to reuse her existing doors by adding a new front and back panel out of MDF hardboard to cover the old panel shape, and then creating a simple and subtle new panel style using the hardboard offcuts. I stopped on the way home to grab some 1/8-inch thick MDF hardboard, which is going to be the front and back panels of our door. This stuff is relatively inexpensive, and at least for us, it's readily available. So I had them cut the MDF down to size at the store, but I did have them cut it just a little bit bigger than the dimensions of the door itself, and I'm gonna deal with that a little bit later. But for now, what I need to do is cut this to length. Because this MDF is so thin, it's quite flopsy at this length, so I'm actually gonna cut it hanging off of my table, but on these sacrificial boards. So I'm just gonna set the blade depth to go all the way through the MDF as I cut. So the reason that I asked them at the hardware store to cut my front and back pieces just a little bit wider than the width of the door itself was so that I could use the trim router. What this does is it basically cuts your piece to exactly the size of the piece underneath. So now's about the time we are gonna start cutting out some strips of the hardboard to form the panel design on the front of the door. So all I have to do is run this cut off piece from the hardware store through my table saw at a width of 2.5 inches, probably about 5 times, and that's gonna get me the 4 vertical strips, 2 per door, and then 4 horizontal strips, top and bottom. The last step is to use a shellac primer on the MDF. And then once that's dry, I'm going in with the color Simply White, which is the door and trim color Kelsey uses throughout her whole home.
So today, I'm actually getting a pipe excavated out of my front yard. Essentially, when my basement started leaking, I had experts coming in, plumbers, waterproofers. The plumbers found roots in the pipe. It's an old clay pipe. It cost thousands of dollars. Not fun. And I am 95% sure this has nothing to do with my leaking basement. It's just a separate problem that I found at the same time. Today we're gonna do anything but touch the stairs. I might have to touch the stairs at some point, but I wanna avoid it for now. We're gonna get started with the light fixture in here because it's ready to be updated.
Sing it with me. Did I turn off the breaker? Did I turn off the breaker? Did I turn off the breaker? Cause I don't wanna die. I think I'm ready to make that an official song, honestly. Rochelle brought a special delivery, my closet doors, which she upcycled. I'm so excited to see them, but let's finish up with this light. And then also, before we put up our light fixture, I am going to use a ceiling medallion. There's two reasons I think to use a ceiling medallion. One, it's just a nice architectural detail. I think it's something that would be of the era of this home. Second reason is that around the junction box in these old homes, sometimes it can get a little crumbly, a little ugly, a little uneven, and a ceiling medallion is a really smart way to hide this. That was actually not my intention, but I'm happy that I was already planning to do a ceiling medallion because it's gonna cover some of this mess when my canopy of my light probably wouldn't have. Are we looking at the detail on this? There's not really much detail down there, but this is cool. The top is cool. And I'm gonna switch the light bulbs because I do not like exposed light bulbs like this. Okay, so a problem I'm having is that this is an old school junction box. Like, I don't know, you can tell how small it is, and it's very shallow. And it has this like nub coming out, and that doesn't allow for this to get mounted. I either need a different light fixture or I swap out this junction box for a modern one. Okay, we're gonna pivot here for a minute because Rochelle is here with the upcycled closet doors. I have 3 screws. We're missing a whole hinge and all the screws.
That makes no sense. I did them all off at the same time.
Should we just start this day over? Rashi, that's beautiful. What a great hack. Should we see the handles?
Yeah.
Like, we're matching the exact same thing in the basement, guys. I'm really an outfit repeater today, but I think it's okay. Yeah. We needed some consistency in this house. This is the only thing I did. It'll totally change the space. Oh, I love it. Thanks, Rochelle. It looks amazing. Okay, one door is up, but we need to head to the store quick to pick up another hinge to replace the one that ran away.
Okay, good.
Should we go solve all of our problems at the hardware store right now?
Yes, please. I'd like something to get done today.
Me too. Well, we're gonna get a door up. The light, dealer's choice, I don't know.
I'm like sitting really low too, so I look really small compared to you. I'm sorry. There we go. I look less like your daughter.
Nothing like a little girly shopping trip. We also stopped by the office real quick to grab some material, and Rochelle routed out a potential piece for a ceiling medallion addition so that the light fixture will end up working, but we're gonna try it. Now we're back home and we can get that second door up and maybe work on the ceiling medallion.
All right, same as before. One in the top, one in the bottom.
Yeah, that's how you do it. How?
What's your problem here?
Wait, how?
I didn't add anything to the sides.
Why? Hold on, we can fix it.
Can we? That seems like such an overlap.
What the f? I'm so confused. Like, are the hinges pushing it out? Further, yeah, forward. This is not our day! We take it back, start again! Some would say today has been a little unhinged. Did they expand when we put the primer on? While Rochelle tries to fix the door situation, I'm gonna use the makeshift extra thick ceiling medallion to see if I can now mount the light. And speaking of lights, this one's just gonna stay in the shop because we're at that point in the day. I'm not hiding my production equipment anymore. If I'm having a bad day, should I really be on the stepladder above the stairs? Oh. Ow. Is this light too low?
Oh, yeah, that's way too low. I can see that from here.
I hit my head on it. It's because it's not center. If it was center, this is fine.
What if we get this junction box replaced? Because the junction box is a problem and we get it moved over.
Yeah. At least the doors fit.
We don't know that. I think it's just today. I don't think it matters what we do today. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. This has been a fun challenge.
Oh, has it?
Mm-hmm. Good luck with these stairs.
Thanks.
In the end, the doors fit. You just kind of have to close them together at the same time. It's not perfect, but it's still a huge upgrade from what they were before. And this was a puzzle and a learning moment, but overall, I'm so happy with the elevated look that they bring to this hallway.
Okay, today is gonna be a much better day. The sun is shining, and the beginning of this door DIY project has already gone really well. So basically, I have this door that was kind of like between the hallway and the media room. But the issue with it is that it was bright white. I don't think it worked when the door was open, which it normally would be. So my solution, please don't rain today, was to pop out the middle wood panels, which I already did and went well, and then strip the door back to wood, and then add glass where those middle wood panels were, so that the door doesn't really feel like it's there so much, and it'll work whether it's open in the media room or closed to the hallway. Last week I already went to the glass store to pick out a textured glass and get that cut to size. I have that in the car, but first let's sand up the door to get it ready for the glass install. That might have just been a few clips. That took me all day, but it is looking beautiful. It's hard to get into all these nooks and crannies, but she's ready for stain. Okay, so I already have some test strips here, and basically I'm trying to match this door, I think, to the beautiful TV bench that Rochelle made. Also the handles that I just put on and took off of the closet doors. And then I also think that the stair treads will be this color. I have 3 base colors here, and then another color I've layered on top of it. So I actually think, on camera, this one looks the best. I think it's this. Come here. Psst, psst. Come here. We have a neighborhood cat. Are you camera shy? Wow. How you liking the door? Oh, I missed a spot. Okay, so Milo, what we're doing here is 1 coat of dark walnut, which I know, it's like a little orangey. Now you're gonna like this part. After this, we're gonna do a layer of, oh my God, it's also called dark walnut. Milo, isn't that crazy? Okay, just 2 different brands of dark walnut. I feel like this is a really good time to talk about stain rag safety. I don't know how I learned this recently, like within the last year or so, that you cannot just put these in the garbage. They can combust and start fires, which is obviously so dangerous. So reading online, it looks like we are supposed to dry them out, or more ideally, put them in like a airtight metal container, but like, I don't know who has that. I don't have that. So I will definitely let this air dry and then toss it out. But yeah, gotta be careful of the stain rags. So I have it stained. I think it looks amazing. Still need to seal it. And I still need to add glass, which I have in my car. The pieces are cut. And I just wanna see how it's looking before I end the day. So let's go grab that. Don't drop it, don't drop it, don't drop it, don't drop it. Isn't it pretty though? Oh! Wait, that's so pretty. Okay, so basically there's already a trim at the back here, and then I need to add a new trim once I've siliconed the glass into place. That's obviously not gonna happen tonight because it's so late already, but
What?
like This makeover's cursed, right? This makeover's cursed. It's not me. We're gonna find out if this is my fault because I took the door to the glass measurers so that they would measure it because I just didn't want any liability. So okay, the sticker on here says the measurements is supposed to be, it's supposed to be 19 and 7/8. It's only 17 and 7/8. I guess I'm calling the glass place tomorrow. Why? Hi, my name is Kelsey and I picked up glass a few days ago and I just went to go put it into my project and it seems that it's a little short. Yeah, it's instead of 19 and 7/8, it's 17 and 7/8. And when might that be ready? Okay. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, bye. So I will get new glass, which is great, but I don't know how long it's gonna take, so that makes me a little nervous. But what I can do right now is cut all the trim and get it ready for the door. And I gotta seal the door so that it has like a clear coat on it. Let's do that. Okay, it's finally time to stain the stairs. So a lot of prep work has been done here. Obviously, carpet off, fill holes, paint strip the paint, sand it down for like days. Elliot was helping me too. And you'll notice that the back of the stairs, like the risers, we've wood filled, and that's because there was so much indentation there. The paint was all in there. And this kind of goes with the idea that I'm gonna be painting the risers and it's just the treads that are gonna be wood. I'm good to stain. We won't come up here for a few hours. Okay, I just got a call from the glass store. The glass piece is ready, so let's go pick it up and maybe get this door done today. Maybe get a bunch of things done today because I'm leaving for Greece soon and the timeline is tight. Obviously I have to put on a podcast. Can't do anything without having a podcast on. Distracting myself from reality. Ugh. So I'm actually gonna be doing a primer here, and then here, and then here, and then here. And then I'm gonna come back and do my color, which is simply white, which is very bright white. Now there are a lot of cool things that you can do on risers for stairs. Like I saw so much good info online of like stripes or tile also, but the reason I just wanna keep it simple and white, I mean I have the baseboards. Those are white, which was a main factor in choosing to go white. And then also I have the really interesting tile that I did downstairs, so I didn't want to compete with the stair risers. But if I had a really basic tile down there, I think I would do something fun on the stair risers just to be an element, but I think I already have that element, so. White it is, I'm sorry. But I'm not sorry, because this is what's gonna make the whole house look good together, you know? We're getting ready to perform door surgery. Glass, please fit. Please fit. Oh, pretty, pretty, pretty. I've actually never done this before, so I'm kind of winging it, but it seems pretty obvious to me. The glass is gonna get sandwiched. My trim piece is gonna go on the other side. The silicone's gonna somewhat hold it in place as well as stop it from rattling. Because actually when they did my kitchen cupboards with the glass, they didn't silicone it, and I was like opening the cupboards and it was like, I was shutting it and it was like, and I was like, the glass is gonna shatter. So taught me that I probably just wanna use a little bit of silicone. And then I think I'm just going to wood glue in the trim because I don't want to nail near this thing. Okay, we have some good news and some bad news, but more good news than bad news. Bad news is I'm putting back up the original light fixture. 2 reasons for this. One, just this old junction box is not doing me any favors, and then also the placement of the junction box is like the middle of the hallway, so I can't really do a low-hanging chandelier. My bad, should have clocked that earlier. And I just didn't find anything in the meantime that was ideal. Good news is, even though this is the last official room makeover of Making Home, I do have a few more episodes planned. This includes episodes such as get my house ready for me final touches. It's like completing the final house. Maybe it includes swapping out this light fixture again. I also want to do an entire completed house tour. Whew. Also, are we on board with this? Like a really long compilation, start to finish, of like renovating my home. I'm so curious to see that because this series has been going on since 2019 or 2020. I bought in 2019, not sure when the first episode went out. Oh, also exciting news. We're finishing this place today and I have some pretty cool IKEA hacks coming up that's gonna hopefully pull this whole space together. Okay, let's put up a light. And it's like we're back at day 1. Okay, come downstairs for our first IKEA hack. Okay, so in this downstairs hallway, I mentioned wanting to do a coat rail. Now, this is a hull tarp IKEA hack. Basically, you find these in the kitchen section, and usually they're for like pots and other organization. I mean, you could honestly use them anywhere, laundry room. And I hadn't really seen them used as a coat hanger. And I actually did end up finding an inspo pic, I think by IKEA, of it being used as a coat rack, but in brass. And I was like, okay, so I can do it. I'm not making this up entirely. So I have 2 of these shorter poles here. And what I actually love is that you can kind of join them together in a way that makes it look very nice and seamless. So I think we're gonna do that. And then we're gonna figure out where to install it. And I'm actually gonna do, I think, 2 levels, because you know, purses. So it comes with this double-headed screw, and that's how you put the pieces together. But you don't have to use them joined. They just kind of give this to you as an option. And I will take the option. Did you even go to IKEA if you left the house and got an Allen key that you definitely did not need? And it's time for some final touches. Hold on. Can we actually cut the slow-mo because I only have like 3 final shots and half of them I want to talk about. Like this piece of art. I got this on Marketplace. It is, I actually think, a paper cutout. It's quite striking. It caught my eye. It was $20. But the funny story is I bring it home and I'm like, Elliot, look at this piece of art I found. I loved it so much because it reminds me of my childhood and my above ground pool in my backyard. And then he's like, that's not an above ground pool, that is a dock on water. So now I need the internet to decide, please. What is this? Or is it meant to be both? I don't know. Okay, I know I mentioned a few IKEA hacks, so I actually picked up this Nessedal IKEA mirror off of Marketplace, and I have been loving these like unique picture frames that I've been seeing on Pinterest. A lot of the times they're like painted with like little stripes. So cute. And I thought, that looked pretty good in mirror form. So just using some painter's tape, I marked off even spacing, painted my base color, which was actually a sample left over from the office makeover. And then I peeled that tape off, moved the tape over, and I painted another sample pot that we had at the office, which was from a thrift roulette Lenny Kravitz chair. I don't know, that's what it said on the container. And I am loving this color combo. Although this makeover isn't a drastic transformation, I love the specific projects and the details that have really brought this space together.
Also, I think this door DIY might be my favorite thing I've made all year. Like, look how much better it looks than it did when the door was solid white. This is what it was meant to be, and I could not be happier with it.
But I do need your thoughts on a few things. What style of light do you think would work in this space without moving the junction box? And should I paint the risers a different color? I don't know if I'm sold on the white. They looked so good when they were wood, but we all know why I couldn't keep them wood. But if they were another color, like a medium dark color, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. And a reminder to head to factor75.com or click the link below and use the code TheSorryGirls50 to get 50% off of your first Factor box and 20% off of your next month of orders. That's code TheSorryGirls50 at factor75.com to get 50% off of your first box plus 20% off of your next month of orders. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time as we pull this space together for a final home tour.